You're muted.
Oh, my bad. I said it's trying to work. How's yours?
I wish you could say it was at full capacity, but I've never experienced that.
I can't wait until that day. It's
Yeah.
just
Maybe one time when I did a half dozen hits of Purple Osley back in the day, but then my brain was working over capacity and I couldn't understand anything I was seeing or saying. So it's back to this. So you have been doing some extraordinary work on the border, uh, haven't you?
oh, I don't. I mean, I there's just been a lot of uncovering of things, which has been really good. God always lays things in your lap.
What has he been laying in your lovely lap?
Well, he laid in my lap a military dog tag from a Muslim soldier.
You got those so we can see them? Can you bring them up?
Wait,
Oh, wow, you got them in
I
hand.
can't. Yeah, it's hard to see. I'm like throwing off my camera, but it says Abu Bakr Sadiq Salan. It says a Muslim soldier, and then it has his blood type. And it was sitting right by the wall in San Diego. And it was interesting because, I mean, you find all sorts of stuff like cards, credit cards, and you find passes, like boarding passes, or, IDs that have been, sorry, this sucks, like torn apart that are in pieces. You find pieces of money, like this is a piece of money. Like, why would you tear up money? You know what I mean? Then you find like, addresses where they're going.
Hmm.
You find all sorts of stuff, a whole ID that's been, these are Mexican IDs, sorry, but they're like, they bend them. They're like bending it so that it's like, I don't know why they think just bending it is going to do anything, but there's a lot of like this person's from Guatemala and it's a Mexican government issued ID, but you'll find a lot of Chinese Mexican IDs with the Chinese on them and, a bunch of wristbands and different things, or you'll like, this is an ID from India. So it's like, we can't really see it, whatever. Because my background's being all weird, but it's just interesting because, like you'll even find just pictures of them or, some of their documents. But I mean, I even find like just whole money, like, whole bills. I actually thought I found 200 peso, 2,000 pesos. It says 2,000 pesos, but it was from Colombia. And that's different than in Mexico. So, like when I put it into my phone, I was like, "Oh my gosh, $516!" And I was like, "That is so great!" I was like, "How cool is that?" Then I was like, "No, it's 51 cents." Then I went to and I was talking to this guy by one of the ports of entry at a gas station, and he was telling me in Mexican money, like if it was from Mexico, it would have been 121 bucks. And I was like, oh my gosh, so it is 121 bucks. And I was like, no, it's still from Colombia, but maybe it can identify as Mexican. I don't know, and then it can just have a higher exchange rate. But so you just find all sorts of stuff. And a lot of times when you think that, because there was no one at the border wall at this point, so you can go and just look along the border wall and you just can find tons of stuff because people will leave it. I mean, drop it there, tear their stuff up to try and, keep people from like knowing, who they are when they're coming across. But we've known that, foreign military has been invading our border. And this is proof. This dog tag is proof of that. And it's pretty scary to think about that, we can have these, military, not just military age men, but men in the military, foreign militaries, um, coming across and dropping this off. Why would you do that, right? Why would you go to such lengths to, and it's not everybody, because there's a lot of people that will come with their passports, but it's the ones that don't, and that are doing all of this nefarious behavior engaging in it that are the ones that we should be concerned about. I mean, they'll even like, here's a picture of a dude and it's like, it's all dirty and whatnot, but they try and just like do everything that they can to hide their identity. And if you're seeking asylum, that's a problem. And we have all these, public officials that are sitting here trying to act like this is a humanitarian issue. And it's like, oh, it is. And it's, a national security threat at this point. And I don't think that people really are taking it that seriously. It's very concerning, to have found this. As neat as it is, it's like, that's not something that you necessarily want to find. It's like, we know these things are going on. It's not like, you're questioning it, but you're just definitely,
Yeah, I discovered a story, just looked at the story about two Jordanian border crossers that looks like allegedly might have had a terrorist attack on a Marine base, try to drive a truck into a Marine base. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
So
they're
is this,
engaging in a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of
yeah,
stuff that's happening. I mean, how many people have to be murdered? I mean, it's like every day you see somebody else who's been murdered or raped or, burned alive. I mean, it's
well, there's
just,
hardly not a
it's the
day
new
that goes
normal.
by right now that San Diego isn't in the news with the amount of legals that are coming into San Diego.
Yeah. And
I
what they're
mean,
doing too, it's funny because so over the weekend, we actually saw some walking in the middle of the road, just, just walking in the middle of the road, saying they came from Tijuana. And it was like, that's a 26-hour walk.
mm,
You didn't come from Tijuana. You might have flown in there, but there's been some other gap that's been filled that you're not talking about. Especially because they were like, I was trying to walk with him, and I'm like, can hardly keep up with him. And you're telling me you came from Tijuana and you're speed walking right now? Like, I highly doubt it. And there was this like girl with a sandwich. It's like, where'd you get that? I mean, it's just funny the way that they do stuff and they act like, oh, it's just a coincidence. Like these people showed up. So where I found this tag, it was off a Dairy Mart Road in San Diego, down at the border wall. And they've been coming there for a long time since Title 42 lifted. But when there was nobody there, there weren't even any helpers because they had these tents set out outside of the fence, the wall. And they're like, all of a sudden they show up, like we left and came back and they're there. And then it's like, okay, how do you know how to come? And then all of a sudden you see people walking along the wall. So it's like, I mean, I don't understand. Do you have like communications with Mexico and they're telling you like, come to the wall because they're going to be there? Because even Border Patrol showed up. And I wound up telling Border Patrol about the tag because I was like, I stopped one of the guys on a quad and said, I just want you to be aware of this. And he was like headed down towards us. And then after I told him that, he wound up going back up the hill, but he took a picture of it. And he said that I said, are you aware of this? And he said, no, but they like to be. So, I mean, he wasn't necessarily privy to that, but I think that other ones kind of understand that this is like, they're not surprised. But it's like that should be something that you guys are concerned about because you're sitting here putting everybody under one umbrella of seeking asylum and they're not asking them. It's not like they're like, hey, are you seeking asylum? They just process them under that umbrella. That's just what they assume. So it's like if you're never going to be asked that, you don't have to explain anything to as far as why you're doing it. Even it's just that's just a given. And so they, I mean, it's pretty ridiculous the way things are going. And these, Border Patrol agents are like, they want it to be like the truth to come out. I feel like they're
well,
trying to do as much as they can. I mean, it sucks because, nobody should be put in these positions to have to do things, just because you need a job. And I feel like, they've put people up up against a wall and, just with everything in life. So it's like, it makes it easier to get people to do, stuff that they normally wouldn't do. And I mean, because they can't just like, they're just worried about, taking care of their family. And yeah, and we have more boats just beaching. This is in Dog Beach. It's in Ocean Beach. And it's like, I mean, just in the daylight, broad daylight, it's very blatant. They're not, you know, I mean, how many need to, I just don't know what this summer looks like, you know, because I know that it's just going to continue to increase. But that's the thing again, too, is that they'll shift where they're having them come in. So, you know, they would have these places that would be flooded. And now it's like they're trying to spread it out. Like that's why we saw people walking in the road, in the middle of the road, and they were going to one of the main places. But, you know, there had been people that had been there for a couple of days when we had seen them all when they got to the camp. And there was like 100 people there, you know, but they're like, we're hungry. We want to get out. And it's like, why'd you put yourself in this position? I mean, there's children that were having to sleep there overnight, and it gets really cold and windy. And I'm like, just trying to tell them, you know, you need to keep them out of the elements. But, you know, how can it upset me more to know that those children are spending the night than their own parents that have brought them through on such a terrible journey? Like, you know, hope, like, and then just expecting people to just make sure that you're okay. Well, you also put yourself in that position. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. I've even, you know, people that have crossed, and I've asked them about the kids, you know, they're like, I would never take my child on that trip. It's dangerous. And people are doing it. And it's like, they're not doing it because they're terrified. They're just doing it because they think that they're going to have a better life, and they've been lied to. And it's just, and so they're willing to put their children in these, you know, situations where they could potentially get hypothermia.
Oh, if it's even their children, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that too. I mean, you know, I mean,
and these guys running on it here, I mean, it seems like a lot of the ones coming over the border, they're surrendering to the border agents because they know they're just being processed. These guys obviously do not want to get caught. No. So who are they?
Right, I mean, exactly. What are they especially even if you're a criminal, they'll let you go. You know what I mean? Like right now, it's like you can be a rapist, and they're like, okay, here you go. We're going to leave you on the street. Well, I mean, they're obviously coming to do something that they don't even want to have that contact. They don't even want to have to worry, you know. And it's like, but they're willing to even, I mean, because say there was, I mean, that's the thing. The police wouldn't even do anything at that point. You know, it's like they're basically being told to stand out. Like, that's not your thing. So, I mean, it's almost as if we're just like watching all of this stuff happen right before your eyes, going like, well, and everyone's kind of like, oh, it's not my responsibility. I don't have the jurisdiction. I don't have the authority to do anything about it. It's really annoying because it's like, it's all these fake constructs that have been built up around us that people just, you know, buy into. And it's like, oh, I can't. It's like someone going into your house and you're like, I can't do anything. I don't have any authority.
Yeah, this I guess Jeep coming along with flashing lights.
Yeah, it's a lifeguards.
Oh, well, would be Skippy.
Well, I mean, and if it was in New York, right? Wasn't that New York or was it Chicago? I think it was New York. But they were like, we're going to have them be lifeguards because they're good swimmers.
Yeah.
Racist dick. But like...
yeah, you see a lot of Africans competing in swimming competition, don't you?
Right. Well, whatever. But it's like, say they were the lifeguards right there. They're like, oh, it's no big deal. Go ahead. We need you to come in. I mean, just thinking that, you know, like, is this, you know, Muslim soldier going to be a part of the military? Ours, you know what I mean? And pretend, you know.
Well, I just put up this video of a lieutenant colonel. I asked him about that. You know, are you going to put them in the military, these illegal aliens? He goes, well, if they swear to go ahead and uphold the Constitution of the United States and defend the country.
Just like you did?
Yeah, like, what? But what? I mean,
it's insane. I mean, they just figure, well, like, they're going to pay tax. I mean, there's so many people that make excuses for all of this happening. You know, there's, you know, they're going to pay into society.
This is the latest. This is one I put up a few days ago. And this is another border agent I interviewed.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah. And
so have they pretty much plugged up the holes in Texas, or is it, you know?
It's not holes. It's it's because we can catch people all day long. We're having to release them. It's not the holes. It's not the wall. It's a policy.
So what is this? This is like the fourth.
All right, that's right. All right, we have this. But this guy mirrors just what you just said, primarily about he's between a rock and a hard place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
They're really conflicted.
You know, but again, it's like, to me, it's getting to the point, well, I'm just following orders.
Yeah.
Well, screw that.
I know.
I know they can't quit because then they'll just put someone else in their place, but still, why don't they just band together and just say, no, I'm sorry, no, you can't come in. Screw that. Fire me then. You know, I mean, I have empathy for it, but anyway, I try to grill a guy for a bit here and I'll show you that get into it.
God bless you. See you on the streets.
So where do you work at? What part? Where do you work?
El Paso.
El Paso. So have they pretty much plugged up the holes in Texas, or is it
It's not holes. It's it's because we can catch people all day long. We're having to release them. It's not the holes. It's not the wall. It's a policy. If I retire in 2 years, I'm done. I'll be done with it.
That's it. A lot of them are waiting to retire.
I had a chance to come here and work at this station.
Say what?
Sorry, yeah, a lot of them are waiting to retire. Like many of them, and that's what's kind of scary is that when they retire, they're going to implement, oh man, who knows who, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, it's almost, I don't know. And at least they can, maybe expose stuff upon the end of their job. But when you have all of these men that are getting ready to retire, it's a worry who's going to replace them. So go ahead.
There won't be anything to retire to. We haven't got 2 years.
Yeah.
This guy's saying 2 years of retirement.
I know.
We won't have a country in 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm tired of hearing all these stupid excuses.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people waiting around. And then if you know the country's being destroyed, you think your retirement's going to be there? Do you think it's, right. And even if it is, you think this country will be safe enough to live in? I mean, you're retired. I mean, what are you? If you don't stand up and fight now, there'll be nothing in the future to live, to be alive for. I mean, they're killing us.
Yeah.
They're killing us. And then they want these people coming over, are they being forced to be vaccinated? No, but they're vaccinating us. We're going to die. So this is the replacement,
they're your replacement.
And I'm sorry for these lame excuses. I mean, so here, anyway, yeah. And I hear this a lot too. You hear it a lot too. Yeah, they're caught between a rock and a hard place. But I'm saying pick one. Pick one. Pick the hard place or the rock. Pick one. Because you can't just stand there in between.
My daughter lives here. I have no idea what they do here. I wish I could talk with someone.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, they face swimming, I guess. But,
I think they do other agencies. So, like, cops arrest somebody with no ID, and, they'll call, they call Border Patrol to come check it out.
Yeah, well, we got a Soros DA here, too, so, they're going to catch and release him here, too. Yeah, it's sad because I don't know why. The border agents I was speaking to, it broke my heart speaking to them because I could tell the pain that we were going through. They were having to release people. And then what really hurt them was they knew they were actually facilitating child sex trafficking because they were talking about kids that would come in with a slip of paper. They asked them, well, who lives here? My uncle. And then they'd notice that over the months and years, it'd be the same address, and all these kids are going to the same address. Are you seeing that too?
Oh, yeah. Even the guy they cross with, that's my daughter, and she's got no interest in him at all.
And there's nothing you can do about this?
We can look into them, but there's so many coming through that you can't. We got to get them out. So.
Well, who's helping? Is it the NGOs that are helping to facilitate this?
It's all of it, yeah. There's a lot of money everywhere.
What's going to kill us? Is anybody going to be held accountable for doing this? Because this is treason.
We know that, right?
It's treason.
There's always November.
Yeah, well, again, if we make it that far, they're trying to put Trump in jail for crying out loud. You know, the ones that should be in jail are trying to put the guy that we want in there to put them in jail. But, you know, so...
I think that might help his polls, though.
Well, it is. He actually said, yeah, put me in jail. My numbers will rise.
He wants to go to jail, right?
Well, God bless you, brother. I mean, my heart goes out to you. I got something for you. I think he'll appreciate it. It's a get-out-of-jail-free card from Joe Biden. It's good for any crime in the world. And as you know, all you have to do is identify yourself as a Biden.
All right, so is this you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me get a picture of the whole family with Donald. Come on, get over here. Give me a camera.
So what I want to do here is let's do something that might be of interest.
I thought too. I sent you that video. You could share that too if you want.
Which one?
It was from Twitter. Well, I texted it to you, but I also emailed it because I thought.
You emailed it to me? Where?
Yeah.
All right.
Proton.
Proton?
Yeah,
when did you email it to me? When did
morning?
Oh, this morning?
Yeah. Because I text you that link, but then I thought.
Yeah, I can't get it off my phone, so that's cool.
No, I know, but I did email it. Let's see.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, it says it's there.
Here it is. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then people can see the tag easier, and then some of the other items.
Yeah. Because I went to your site and it wasn't up yet.
I know. I didn't put it up there yet because.
So this is an exclusive.
Yeah, Matt Baker and Luke, and I made it.
This is up on Twitter. Copy a link. You know what else I want to do too? That address that you have.
Yeah.
Let's
look at it.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Let's see where it is.
This was the most interesting one because it's laminated. It's like on this. It's like a credit card.
Yeah.
The other ones, though, they put it on such small paper. It's like, you're going to just lose this. I don't know. Maybe that's the intent. Let's just pretend like, this is where I'm going, even though not really.
Yeah, let's see where they're sending them.
Yeah.
Let's look those up. That'd be neat. All right. This is a nice short video.
A lot of it's New York and New Jersey. I actually have another one.
Oh, good. This is perfect. This is the which you were trying to show. This is perfect. All righty. God, I love you. You just are so cute. You're so cool. Okay. Here we go. Oh, this is cool. This is good.
This is a Muslim military dog tag. We're here at the border wall just up on Dairy Mart Road here in San Diego, which is pretty much San Ysidro. And just down the road at the Iris Transit Center, you can find a plethora of all of these tags and bag tags and wristbands that have been discarded at the Iris Transit stop. Just picking up 5 of them. There is Brazil, Vietnam, China, and most of the ones that you find are from China, which is pretty incredible, thinking about the invasion that's happening and who is coming across our border. But today, what we found, which was even more interesting, which is a military dog tag. This is a Muslim military dog tag. Abu Bakr Sadiq Salah. When you translate it, it says that. That is his name. It's got an AB blood type. But if you don't think this is an invasion, when we have foreign military men, not just military-age men, but foreign military crossing the border and discarding their IDs, along with a whole lot of other IDs. They sit there and they'll get rid of their Mexican IDs, whatever it is that will trace them. But this should be what is concerning, is to find a military ID. We've all been concerned about this happening. We know that it's been happening, but this is proof right here that it is happening on our soil happening at the border. This is an invasion. We should be very concerned when not only military-aged men are crossing, but military men, Muslim military men, and I guarantee you military men from many, many other countries. We should be very concerned. This is a national security risk.
By the way, if you are smart enough, you will know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. Very easy.
Wow, very easy. The entitlement.
No, believe me, I'm much better than that.
The entitlement, guys. Wow.
You will see soon.
Excellent work. Excellent work.
If you have any more information regarding this story, please call our tip line at 619-678-1442.
Excellent work.
This is a Muslim.
Excellent work. What do we got here? All right. And this is Eye of the Storm, folks. Got to give to this woman. Got to give to this woman. All right. God bless you. That was excellent.
Yeah. So, it was like, when I found it, it's funny too, because it was like, I like to give Luke a hard time because she's like, I don't think we need to look down there anymore. I looked all there. And I was like, no, we do, because I didn't look. And I was like, I just like to make sure because we'll miss it, like there's just such small pieces of stuff sometimes. So you really have to just really look. And so we kept going and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad we didn't turn around because I wouldn't have found it.
Now you finding this stuff on our side of the border?
Both. Like, I mean,
Both?
Technically there was like this ID was on in between the wall, but it's like in between the wall is still America. So it's like, whatever.
Now, do you have any problem if you wanted to walk into Mexico if you wanted to? Can you do that? Do you do that?
I mean, if I went through the port, sure. But I mean, I'm interested to try it just to see what happens. Because I asked one of the Border Patrol actually said that they do tours of the border. And I was like, they do? I want to see if I can get one of those and see how that goes.
I mean, nobody's stopping people from coming in the border, right?
I don't know if I could.
Is anybody there? Is already border agents there when they just come in through the wall?
Well, they have to open it's like a gate in the wall.
So the gate
right there. So
the border agents go out of their way to open up the gate.
Yeah, they have to open up the gate, but these people are in between two walls in this area. There's like two walls built for whatever reason because they started one, then I don't know.
Why don't they just not open up the gate? What the hell they open up the gate? I mean, why don't we just leave the gate closed? What is this? What are they? Are these guys doorman or something?
It's like that, yeah. Because I was like, hey, can I go in there? And the guy's like, no, you can't. I was thinking, why not? Because I know there's a plethora of stuff, like a ton of stuff in there because there's all this trash and then they discard stuff. So, a lot of the stuff has maybe blown because it's always really windy by the border. So it's, some stuff could have blown over there or it gets, sand covering it. So, I mean, you really have to kind of search for stuff. But if I was able to go in there and check that out, there'd be a lot of stuff in there, but they won't let you, which is funny. And that's what they'll even come up and be like, you need to stay away from the wall. And it's like, I mean, what if I cross through it? I mean, it's so ridiculous. You want me to stay away from the wall. Okay, so you're going to open that gate for these illegals to come across. So at that point, are they illegal because you're the one opening the gate? They're not on, I mean, they're technically on our side if you think about because of the other wall. And people said there's like a hole in the wall just up the way that they go through. And so they're in between. So technically they're on American soil. But it's like you're still kind of letting them through the rest of the way. You know what I mean? It's pretty
the hypocrisy is they harass you.
I mean, they're not really harassed. I mean, because I was like, I'm just
but they cause
I was sticking my head through it. Like if my head was a little bit smaller, I could fit through the.
Yeah, but if you were an illegal alien, you could just stick your head, your body,
Oh, yeah, you can. And then you get food. Like they have the people they're helping that want to give them, food because just so sad that they've had to do this. Like, it's just the way these people, I don't know, talk about it. It's ridiculous because, I mean,
No,
none of them are like, oh my gosh, I'm in
on this badge, it says a soldier. Was that on the badge itself?
Yeah, that's the translation of it. It's a Muslim soldier. And it's like, it's interesting because, I mean, you can barely see it, this writing, because it's engraved in there, but it's like, it's not, it's hard to see it.
Holy
the way that they.
But again, you can't, as a citizen, investigate this, walk over there, but the illegals can do whatever the hell they want and then get fed.
Yeah, and get, a bunch of stuff. In fact, so the County of San Diego, I've been asking for some documents from them for months, and about the $6 million they spent in the County of San Diego for their migrant transfer site, their temporary one. And I wanted a breakdown of it, and they're like, we have to go through thousands of documents, and it's going to take a very long time. Is there any way you can refine your search? And I just said, I just want to know, like, where the money is. I mean, just the contracts and like that. There's like a breakdown of it. It's like, you want me to refine that? I mean, is it too complex? So I said, well, why don't you, in the meantime, just give me what you can, like as you're going along. And because they said, if we can just give you a summary, and it's like, well, you still have to get the information to give me the summary. So why don't you just give me bits and pieces of it as time goes on? And so they were like, well, we have until, I asked them for it in February, and they're like, we have until May 14th that we're going to get back to you. They got back to me with 4 pages of one document. And I was like, wow, oh my gosh, was that a lot of thousands of documents to go through just to find out the breakdown of when you gave this money to SBCS, South Bay Community Services. And now, like, I just don't understand why it would take you that long. It's pretty ridiculous. But that's the things they do. They want to play games to kind of wait you out and see if you just forget about it. And what happened is, so when I'm getting it, it's like they had $6 million for 4 months. They spent $2 million of it. It's like $1,900,000 and some odd thousand on just paying the people to do the job. So in 4 months, that's like $500,000 a month to employ people to traffic people. So the only 4 million of it, that's like $1 million every month that they spent to do other things. But they were giving them plane tickets and, clothing and hotels. So they were doing that outside of the other hotels and whatnot. So I don't know if they were engaging with the same hotels, but I want to know how many employees you have that you were paying that much money to, because that's what happens is these people, these nonprofits get money, and most of it goes into the pockets of the people, not to do what needs to be done. So, I mean, they're very negligent with their money, and it's ridiculous, especially to wait. 4 pages. Why would I have to wait months to get that? That's absurd, but it's like, that's just the way they want to do it. And so it's going to be interesting. And now with the 19.6 million that was given to the county from FEMA, which is also being given to Catholic Charities, and then they're splitting it with Jewish Family Services because they're all in collusion and whatnot. But the county's talking about using county funds right now to get it going, and then eventually have the FEMA pay them back. And it's like, so now you're going to continue to use more of the people's money just to do this. When the people have no say, you treat the people like crap, and you treat these people like they're kings, and that, we're racist and xenophobic if we, are concerned about our nation. Well, when you find military dog tags, I'm pretty sure that is a national security risk that we've been talking about that now is proven. And it's, you just want to act like, oh no, these people are seeking asylum. Okay, well, when it's your family that's murdered or raped, is that when you're going to get it? Is that what has to happen for it to be a problem for you? Because it's happening all over the place. They're coming through San Diego. We're sending them out to all of these places. and stuff's happening, even though it still happened already in San Diego with a little girl that's been raped. And it's like, so, I mean, it's just, that's cool. Like, we're just gonna, is it notches for the belt? Like, how many people, you know, could be murdered, raped, and, you know, burned alive, whatever it is, chopped into pieces? I mean, doesn't really matter, right? I mean, it's not really happening.
Give me an address. Let's type in an address here. Come on.
This is one of the first ones I found. 515 West.
15.
Yeah, West 187th Street.
West.
New York, New York. 187th Street.
187th Street.
And then New York, New York, 10003. There's even a phone number for Cinta Martinez.
New York. 1003. There it is. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. Let's do the screen share here. Well, looks like a pretty. Can we close this part? What's this part? Yeah, all right, good. I can close this part.
Like, can you do a satellite view?
Yeah, I'm going to do the satellite view if I can here. I want to zoom out just to see what exactly where is this located. All right. In the Bronx.
Bronx, yeah.
Okay. It's red New York, right? Is Island. Okay, so we got. So we know where that's at. All right. So let's zoom down here. Can we do satellite view? What's this? That's direction. Find a location. Traffic. Share.
Should be like. I can't really see.
No. Maybe I'll have to go to Google Maps to get the satellite view.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Yeah. All right. So let me do that. Let me do Google Maps.
But it's interesting.
Yeah. But then was that the one that just had the strip on it, the small strip? Or
No, that's a different one. That one's for New Jersey. I have another one for New Jersey as well.
Okay,
I also have another one for New York. I'm not sure. It's in one of my other bags.
Let's just type that address in again. Let's see. What was it?
515 West.
515.
187th Street. But it's like, it'd be interesting to see if like there's even people there, they're just getting these addresses. Because why? I mean, did they lose it? Or are they discarding it? You know, could be either way. Like one I found, it was like, which is this one, it was literally wrapped up so small, like into the smallest little, like they folded it. And so, I mean, it'd be easy to lose. So I don't know if they're intentionally losing these and then they're going, uh-oh, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go, but do they really care? I mean,
let's see.
Because they're always saying like, oh yeah, my family's here.
Even what this is.
And that'd be funny if it's not even an apartment. It does have an apartment number. Can you go straight? Yeah, it looks like a.
Yeah, that's interesting. But all right. Can't tell. It doesn't look like it's in a bad area. You know, I don't know what that building is. What's what the hell's that icon mean?
I don't know.
Looks like a TV set. The hell is that?
Who's on it?
Okay. Oh, I know there's probably where's that realtor set? You know, where you're a realtor.
Oh yeah, you can look at.
Yeah, and it tells you what it is. And
well, sometimes you could just type in the address and that'll come up. But you want to try another one, or you want to keep
enable location?
No, don't do that.
And what that does. No, screw you.
Whatever. Yeah.
All right. So, all right.
So here's another one. 51.
All right. Hang on. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's go down. All right. Put this out. And I mean, what I want to find out is, one of the ones that the children have that, right? That's the one I want to find. All right. What's the address?
51 Clifton. Clifton, Clifton Avenue. And then it's Newark.
In New York also?
Newark, New Jersey. The first one that, the one right, the one that's below the cursor. You know what I'm saying? No, yes.
Ooh, let's see what this looks like.
This also has an apartment, but.
Let's see what this looks like. I close. They stopped. You used to be able to zoom in a lot closer. Okay, stop that.
Did you hear they were I can't remember if it was Massachusetts, I think, but they're talking about putting some of them in, using an old prison. I was like, oh my gosh, what better way to just get them all in there? You just tell them that it's a shelter.
They certainly got a nice park across the street here.
Oh my God. Yeah, they do.
It's a nice looking park. And grocery shopping. It looks like a mall, maybe. I don't know. What's that little icon? How can you tell what these damn icons are?
I don't know. Zoom in to it.
There's got to be all right, it tells you here.
Wait, zoom. No, yeah.
All right, so.
If you zoom in.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that doesn't know. Oh, that does.
I don't know. You're zooming your whole screen. I'm talking about the map.
Well, that's as close as I can get.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, there.
Gotcha.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Wow.
I'm like, are you sure?
Now we're talking.
It's interesting. It's like, is that
what
even
the hell is that? All right. I don't know.
That. Those are icons for different things that are nearby.
Yeah,
but it's like, is that actually an apartment place? Isn't that funny? Do they even check? Like,
right.
I'm pretty sure they have to write and give them like an address, tell them where they're going, but whether or not these people actually talk to them, I mean, there's so many people that you're processing, so you're just probably taking their word for it, right? This is where they're going to go. And then as soon as they get released, they're like, yeah, peace out. I'm going to go wherever I want. I mean,
I can't tell. What the hell is that building?
Yeah, I don't know, unless you get a street view. You can't really tell.
I don't know why the stupid little handle thing is it's going all over the place. I don't want you to do that. Just slide over your drop pedal. Stop messing with me. Why are you doing that?
Maybe we found a good one and it's trying to keep you away from exposed.
It's hard
to tell. Pull it up
I wish we could get a street view.
Well, I can on my, so it does not look like apartments. Well, maybe.
I know they got street views.
Actually, it does. Yeah, so I see a street view. It's on my phone, but.
I know you can get street views of these things. Street view. It's
like an apartment type of building. It's got a lot of windows on the outside.
Newark.
With a bunch of blinds. But it has like shopping in there and whatnot. Not street. What are you doing? Avenue Street? Street view, gotcha. No, I think you have to, it's like a selection on the map.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm looking for. And I can't find this stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's probably, let's see, one. Probably like 20 floors or something like that.
So you can see it on your thing.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
And it looks like an apartment.
I mean, like, because there's blinds. It almost looks like it could be a hotel even, but it looks like a bunch of apartments. They have blinds that are in front of the windows. So a couple of them are open, but it's not like business. Seems more like a residential type of a building. It's quite large. So, there's another one. You want another one?
Yeah, sure. Let's do another one. We see what we can do.
So this one says 40. I think it says East 13th Street.
40
East 13th Street.
13th Street.
And then it says Patterson, New Jersey.
Okay. Let's see. Get this guy in focus. Boom. 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 And whoops, come on, stop that. Oh, it definitely looks more like a what? The hell is
See if
that?
we can pull it up.
Yeah, see if you can get a street view of that. I don't know why.
Oh, that's like whoa, that's weird. It's like a little house.
Like a little house.
Yeah, like almost kind of run down. Or
See,
actually just real small.
You see, something like this, they could be running child sex trafficking out of.
Yeah, they could. There's like some kind of garage next to it. But that's the thing. It seems more like, I mean, a child wouldn't drop these addresses. It would be the adult. So I don't know that. But the kids, I mean, supposedly they'll come with like, this is where they're going. And I mean, where'd they get that address? You know what I mean? Along the way.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy is that there's just so much help along the way. You're never wondering, but there's many facets to it because you'll have, the cartels that are engaging or the coyotes and bringing them across, but that's not everybody. Not everybody's in that experience. And so I don't know if part of it, I mean, because they'll come and rob you. Like if they're not, helping you come across, they're still going to get money from you either way. So they'll, stop the buses or different transport that is bringing them to certain locations and rob them at each point along the way. And if they don't pay up, then they have to get off the bus. So, I mean, they kind of get money either way. Even if you don't, if they're not helping you or whatever, I wouldn't even call it help, but people will spend a lot of money. I've even spoken to some gentlemen who had to get a job just to get more money to be able to make it across. So like they were working in Mexico for like a couple of months or something like that in order to make sure that they had what they needed. So, I mean, it's just interesting to hear different stories from people. But what was crazy was hearing these people kept saying that they, walked from Tijuana to nearly Incopah, which they wound up getting to Incopah. But I'm like, that is so far. And then when I'm looking, I'm like 26 hours. There's no way that they actually did that. And some people were saying that they came through the port of entry. And I'm like, I don't know if they're just confused. But like, why would you, if you went through the port of entry, why would you be here waiting for Border Patrol to come? I mean, and then there was some guy who we were talking to when we got to Incopah, and there was people in all the structures because at first it didn't look like anybody was there. when we had passed it. And this one guy had walked out from under one of the shelters. And then when we wound up going back, it was like there was a lot of people within those shelters. It just didn't look like there was anybody. But this one guy was acting like I was on his territory. Like the way he was looking at me and just didn't want to have anything to do with you. It was like he wanted me to feel like, what am I doing there? But I wanted to be like, dude, you just came across and you are, invading our nation and you're treating me like that. That's concerning because this isn't your place to do that. But you want to treat people like, and then have them. It's like, dude, you wouldn't even have any of this shelter and stuff if it wasn't for people giving you crap. It's not like you wouldn't found it and built it. Like you're just, kind of putting it back together because the weather will destroy it. The winds will come and tear all of the structures up and the tarps and tents and whatnot. And so they have to kind of makeshift them again. But I mean, to have that kind of an attitude is a bit, it was unnerving because I thought, like, you're in my house and you're acting like I'm in yours. And for people to, be having that kind of arrogance here during this, it's just that kind of stuff, should make people uneasy and wonder what the heck, you know what I mean? And they're your replacement. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, they're replacing us. And I don't think people quite grasp that. And just having, the military here, I mean, think about the UN and they're training soldiers too for the pandemic. So it's like, are they part of that? Or are they just, is it separate from that? And it's just other militaries. I mean, I'm sure it can all be intertwined, but I mean, who knows? And, with them setting the stage all the time for these stupid, invisible killer dots that they want you to be afraid of. I mean, it's like the bird flu. Oh my gosh, tuberculosis, the measles, whatever it is. I mean, they're just constantly kind of trying to feed even new COVID strains, flirt and something else. It's like how many, how much of this BS can you just continue to spew? And when are people going to go, this is ridiculous? But I'm excited because on the 25th, I'm doing a border in my machine tour of some of the locations in San Diego. So we're going to do a little march around a couple of these areas just to give people a firsthand view of an experience, the human trafficking going on right under their nose that they are paying for. That I think that, you really have to a lot of times experience it yourself to really have it set in, because until, coming across the 50 military age men lined up behind in the church, it was like, I knew it was going on, but it wasn't in my face. And so I think people need to more see it in order to understand how dire it is that, this stop and that, it's, I mean, $500 billion just last year was spent to facilitate all this. It's like 500 billion. What's it going to be this year? I mean, it's huge money. Well, I mean, yeah, but when you're just printing money out of thin air and you're, having all of these nefarious people come in and do the work, right? Because it's always like the government's like, oh, I can't do it. We can't do it. So we need to have these groups come in and do this. So then they have these stinking NGOs come in and, do their race. It's crazy how much money goes in and through this, but most of it's like more going into the hands of people. It's like paying people off.
Oh, that guy just found something. Wait here. All right. All right. So let me see here. I think I got a view of the, all right. So I got 115 West. This is New York. All right. So this teller shows us what the building was on 187th Street, right?
Right.
It's this building right here.
Right.
All right. So that's like
apartments.
Yeah. Okay. So we got
the other one there. Is.
All right.
But then that other one's a house.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that one. What was that address again?
That was
the one in Newark.
40 East 13th Street. Patterson. And then I only have like 5 minutes left because I gotta call into MTS and talk to them about their human trafficking at Iris Transit.
Is that what you're doing? You're going to do next? Is that what you're off to?
Oh, that's not. No, that's not it. That says it's 40 East 13th. Yeah, weird. It's like this white. Keep going down.
13th Street.
Yeah, you got it right. But none of those are it.
That's 48.
It's like a small. Oh wait, keep going down. It might be this. No, but it kind of looks like the Hillman one. But it's like there's a gap. There's a storage or a garage right next to it, and then that house, and then there's kind of like a space in between it. But yeah, none of those are it. But it's interesting to see, you know, there's also another address on the back of this that was like ripped off, but I don't have the full.
That's 48.
Full information. I have like 62 Main Street. I don't know.
Patterson, New Jersey. Right. I got that. That's 40, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But none of those are it.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. You find these addresses to run them down and get people to go find out.
Well, that's why I say, yeah, like people that are there, be like, just go knock on the door.
Yeah, find people that were in those
I am
areas.
canvassing. I am wondering how many, we're doing a point in time count of illegals. Need to know how many you have in your home. I mean, migrants, right?
Yeah, or, you know, just who answers the door.
And just they wouldn't answer that. Who knows? I mean, I bet like most of the people aren't even there. I just don't see them. I feel like it's almost just a front, right? Just to say, although you'd have to have some kind of address. I don't know. I mean, and the people that are going to these places, I mean, you would want to know where it is. You're going to have it, but they're always claiming it's like their family. Oh, my brother, my cousin.
Oh, yeah.
Like kind of just like, you know, they're just saying that it's family, but really it's like a friend, you know, somebody who's, I don't know.
Well, what disturbed me is the agents I spoke to and said they, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of kids have come through and they're all going to the same address.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and it's HHS, Health and Human Services are the main traffickers of these kids. It's so disturbing. That's why I'm going to start asking for some record requests from HHS here in San Diego. They're going to try and not give me information, but, you know, without disclosing anything crazy, like they could give me, where'd the kids go that were in the convention center? There were thousands of them, you know, and like, where have they gone since? You should know that and have a record, but they're going to, I don't know, but they are evil entities that are doing this under the guise of like, we're doing it because we're just so benevolent. And in reality, it's totally not. It's so disturbing and just, it's worse than people think. That's why I just, you know, want people to understand that just even, you know, finding these dog tags, even seeing, you know, how many kids are coming across. And I'm just thinking, as I'm telling you about the kids that we saw in Incopa, and I'm like, I'm more concerned than their families. Well, perhaps like you're saying, that those aren't even their real kids. You know what I mean? Because I just don't see how you could put your child to a position like that. But if it's not your kid, and you're just trying to get them to wherever they need to go, and it's going to be a money exchange, right, or whatever, then you don't care. So it's just sad because, man, I'm going to find out what those kids are.
Well, what disturbs me, which is what disturbs you, and when you just said it, is people don't know how bad it is. You're there actually finding out how bad it is. And then, you know, I'll do, you know, and then you go and you peruse the news and even alleged alternative sites. And they don't even hit on how bad it is.
No.
Recording in progress.
No, they don't. They don't. And it's like, it's.
I showed, and I don't even want to bring it up to you because I know how much you always, you just start breaking out in tears. And
I was like, you're a crybaby.
You know, well, anytime children are involved, like you are it touches you so
it
tenderly.
Hurts. It sucks.
That I started off showing the latest Craig Reese video.
Oh yeah.
And if you watch it, it'll tear you apart because it shows how we're killing our babies.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just killing the innocents.
Yeah.
With the jabs that we're putting in them.
Abortions, though, and all this stuff.
We're the highest, most jabbed country in the world, and we've got the highest infant mortality death rate, sudden death syndrome. So, we're killing our kids.
Yeah, and that's what they want, though. What better way to have their parents do it themselves?
Yeah.
Like with an abortion, like take your own kid's life, and it's like
and then
tell
get
you
paid for it.
It's healthcare, and then it's cool, But I mean, yeah, people, it's sad because. And you got to think too. It's like, I mean, what is sad is that they're doing it under the guise of thinking that they're saving them a lot of times, right? But they're not willing to listen and look deeper and make sure. Even after hearing so many things, I'd have a friend who was like talking about the autism and stuff that was happening, and saying that it was just kind of like something that wasn't really true, or they were just using it to scare people. And now she understands differently, but it's like they brainwash us to think like, oh no, those people are just making it up, because who wants to believe that, that kind of stuff takes place? So it is really hard, and people have to kind of go there. And I think for the most part, they're just like, think it's like the best way to do whatever for their kid. But I mean, that's also negligence, because you're not paying attention enough, or, making sure, doing your research. And just like, what's in this? I mean, we've just blindly trusted for so long that it's like, hey.
And why wouldn't it be the lead story on every news network in the world?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if we're not protecting our innocent, what the hell are we doing?
Right. I mean, who's gonna do it? It's sad. I think people too, it's like, oh, I can't do everything. I mean, yeah, but just ignoring stuff perpetuates it. You know what I mean? It's like not things you don't want to look at. Sometimes you need to look at it in order to understand. That's why I want people to see this border machine firsthand, so they can go, oh my gosh, okay, now I get it. Because you can, especially when the news doesn't talk about it. They're not, bringing it to light like it should be. It's like they just kind of go about, all this other nonsense that's whatever. But I don't think that they get down into really the what's actually happening. I mean, they want to give you this like kind of different story so it doesn't seem as bad. And it's like, it's right in our face. I mean, San Diego, I mean, how many more? That's why even just with these boats that are washing up onto shore, just being thrust into the shore, it's good for people to see, because then it's like, oh my gosh, it's right in your face. You're on the beach, you're thinking that you're having a good old time, and then boom, it kind of slaps you, and you just have to go, okay, this is real, and that's why I think it's important for people to experience that, as much as, they may not want to, and it's like they prefer not to see it. Well, in order for you to know that it needs to change or it needs to stop, you're going to have to. And hopefully that doesn't mean that it's, a murder or rape, some kind of who knows what that is going to come in and, rip your life in half.
And I guess they just abandon these boats too, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Sometimes they'll have people come and get them, or like the pieces, like, because there's parts to it that are,
That's salvage. You can pick those things up and sell. They become yours. That's yours if you pick that boat up.
I know. We should start picking the boats up.
You should.
And then the cartel.
If you pick that boat up, that's legally your boat. That's salvage.
No. Well, I mean, they just left it.
And then I'm telling you, I know this because I used to be a merchant seaman. You found this abandoned boat floating out there in the water. That was yours now.
Yeah.
You could, so if they're abandoning those boats, if you go down there and claim that boat, if you take that boat, that trip, you can turn around and sell it. You can make some money.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta go. The meeting just started. Sorry.
God bless you. I love you.
Love you.
I'll talk to you over the week here.
Okay.
And if we, hopefully, God willing, we'll see you next week.
That's right. Well, there'll be more to share. God bless you guys.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh, God. I hate to see her go. Love to see her come, hate to see her go. You can't say that about a lot of people. But God bless her. The woman's doing amazing work. But, I mean, here she is. She's on the border. She's finding, I mean, if she can be out there and find military dog tags from foreigners coming over the border, where's our legacy news if it's that easy to find out that we're being invaded? And where are we? I mean, we keep on sitting around waiting for a corrupt, broken government. We can't even call it a government. I don't know if we even call it a government, right? We keep on waiting for a corrupt, broken system to do what obviously they're not going to do, because they're not listening to us. If the open border isn't one of the biggest concern right now for this nation, it's certainly one of the biggest concerns. I mean, how many big concerns can you have? Open border, wide open border, being invaded by foreign government or entities with who knows what diseases, biological weapons, or whatever the hell they might have on them. Collapsing economy that'll go completely bust. The pharmaceutical industry murdering us will. I mean, which one of these topics is the most important? I mean, which one do you pick up on? Which battle do you fight here? And who? Why? We're counting on the people that created these problems to fix these problems. So we have Matt Gaetz showing up at Trump's trial today. Big deal. Why isn't he showing up at the border and demanding that, I don't know, that, why? That the border be closed. Why isn't he down there with a gun? Why are we down there with a gun stopping him? All comes back down to us. Because I got to tell you, folks, it ain't going to be pretty what's going to happen here. Not going to be pretty.